Hello and welcome to Underpaid Gamers Podcast. My name is Justin. I am sitting next to my co-host and friend, Tony.
Hey.
Today we will be talking about a whole host of things, mostly talking about trophies, achievements, per se, depending on your console
Of choice?
of choice. On top of that, we've got some poll news for some movies coming out this year, on top of Star Wars things.
Fandango made a stupid list that we're going to talk about.
Tony's upset about it.
There's a rumor about an Assassin's Creed game.
He has strong feelings.
Daredevil Season 2. Some Star Wars stuff. Transformers number 5.
Michael Bay.
And
PSN issues. Big surprise. So,
MLGE stuff.
let's
get into it. Let's get ready to rumble.
okay.
Read an article today.
What
Final
did you
Fantasy 15. The director has said it takes a lot of themes from The Last of Us, which is probably your favorite game. Specifically
It is,
about the main character, how it's a development of the main character from
cool.
the beginning to the end.
I love character development.
Sure, of course.
That's like my favorite thing in stories.
But here's my question.
Okay.
The Last of Us does it really well because The Last of Us is not a super long game, and there's not a lot of grinding to it.
There is
Final Fantasy,
right.
there's a lot of grinding.
Generally a lot of grinding.
Do you
True.
think character development can fall flat if you spend 2 or 3 hours grinding the game? Say you're playing the game, there's a lot of cutscenes, then a whole day of play is just grinding and level up, and you kind of forget about the story or whatever. Do you think the character development can kind of fall flat because of a slow pace of a game? Or do you think that the character development will shine through no matter how long the game is?
I would say it depends, because I would say games that struggle with a pace do struggle with character development because you can get lost in the grinding. I would say that it depends on the amount of grinding that's necessary, because there are RPGs out there that you don't have to grind to beat. You need to grind if you want to do like all of the achievements and get like the extra super boss, that you get the super extra weapon and all that stuff. But like, for instance, my last playthrough of Final Fantasy X, I didn't have to, like, I got to the end of the game and I actually hadn't done much grinding, and I could have I could have just beat the game straight up, but there came a point where everything was open world, and so I decided I was going to grind because I wanted to get all the extra stuff in the game. But that's definitely not necessary in 10. I didn't feel like it was necessary. So I would say if you have to grind to succeed, which there are there are Final Fantasy games where there are bosses where you can't beat unless you grind a little bit.
Yeah.
If the pace is slow, I think it will suffer. The storyline will suffer, especially the character development. Because I think that's a good point you made about The Last of Us being very quick. It's a lot of gameplay to it. But
there's a lot of gameplay
pace.
that increases, specifically Ellie and Joel's character development happens during gameplay.
Yeah.
Whereas I feel like in Final Fantasy, nothing happens during gameplay.
Right.
Like, it all happens
Stories
during
aren't
cutscene.
driven in the gameplay.
Right.
It's in the cutscenes and in between the fighting and stuff.
Right. So that's my biggest point, or my biggest perspective, is that like Last of Us really good at character development. So is Tomb Raider. The first one is because all that happens while you're playing the game, not while you're watching cutscenes. Yeah. Whereas Final Fantasy, all the story is told through cutscenes.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I saw that today, and I wanted to get your opinion. So there's that.
So definitely potential for that to fail, but also maybe it won't.
Maybe it won't. Maybe it'll be good.
Maybe we'll be optimistic. I don't know. We'll see.
Batman vs. Superman. First came out the same day as Captain America: Civil War. And then Batman put his tail between his legs, and they moved it back like a whole month. Now, Marvel and Netflix has decided to release Daredevil Season 2 on the same day as Batman vs. Superman.
Take that, DC.
March 6th, I think, or something like that. Or May 6th. What do you think? I mean, I don't know if that's a question. But it's funny that Marvel is just like releasing things on the same day as Batman vs. Superman.
I mean, I think it's aggressive.
Do you think it's going to impact anything at all?
I don't think the Daredevil release is going to have any major impact on Superman vs. Batman because they're just on different mediums.
Right.
Like, if you're wanting to go see a movie that night, you're probably going to go see Batman vs. Superman. You're not going to be like, well, Daredevil just came out, so I'm just going to sit at home on my couch.
Exactly what I think. And then I read all the comments, and everyone's like, suck it, Batman, I'm going to sit home and Netflix and chill and watch Daredevil. And I'm like, dang.
Daredevil is pretty good.
I wouldn't expect that at all. like that's the whole point. Like if Daredevil comes out midnight of the same day, you can watch Daredevil all day and then go see Batman. Like there's not a lot of overlapping time or effort. But everyone on the comments is like, I'm not going to see Batman vs Superman now because Daredevil came out. I'm like,
they're just being ridiculous.
That's weird.
Internet, stop it.
Stop it, Internet.
Stop it.
As we talked about in the intro, Michael Bay has confirmed that he is directing Transformers 5.
Oh my goodness, Michael Bay.
I didn't see if Megan Fox is going to be in this one or not, but you can assume some half-naked teenage girl is going to be in it.
Pretty much. What's your opinion of Michael Bay as a director?
I mean,
do you know anything?
Not very good. All he does is make explosions, which is exciting.
and so
money.
Much money.
Yeah, he directed a lot of things, and a lot of them have explosions.
Yeah.
The biggest one that, I mean, obviously Transformers and stuff like that is what he's known for recently, but he directed, like, Independence Day with Will Smith and all these things. So
that was a good movie.
That was a good movie, but now I think he realized that the bigger the explosion, the more money he makes. So he just explodes everything.
All the explosions.
There's a few
in one movie.
A few people that think he's a racist.
Really?
Specifically because of like the two Transformers and either Transformer 2 or Transformers 3.
Yeah.
The two little guys. One was like Mexican and one was like it was like an ice cream truck or something. I don't know.
It was just like straight up stereotypes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what he does. So I don't know. The last Transformers 4, I think Transformers 4 had the Dinobots.
Yes.
And I loved the Dinobots when I was a kid. I went to see the movie and the Dinobots were in it for like 5 minutes. I'm like, this sucks.
It's like at the very end. He's like, we need a super extra weapon.
Yeah.
Optimus Prime. Then he like
ride a Dinobot.
Dinosaur came out and he like tamed it.
Yeah.
And
so
then it was over.
Probably won't see Transformers 5 in theaters. Specifically, if it comes out with any other comic book movie at the same time.
Yeah, I agree with pretty much everything you said. Michael Bay, to me, explosions, crappy storylines and dialogue, just cool action scenes. And essentially, my impression is that film companies, producers hire Michael Bay because he can sell movies.
Somehow,
I don't know how he does it, but he I guess it's explosions and half-naked ladies and crappy dialogue and just lots of action. I guess that's how you sell movies. But I don't feel like they're that high of quality. I don't know. Michael Bay's annoying.
He is. I'm just tired of him. I'm tired of Transformers movies. I love the Transformers. Literally, okay, so my sister has a 3-year-old, my nephew, named Mac. When he goes over to my parents' house, which is his grandparents, he always plays with my toys. And my mom has just recently put all my toys into big old, like, plastic tins, like plastic containers. There's like a whole room full of them. Like 80% of them are Transformers. Transformers were my jam when I was younger. And then these movies came out and I'm like, these are awesome. And then like 2 and 3 and 4 came out and I'm like, this sucks. I hate this.
It was too much.
So here's the Michael Bay making more money, I guess.
Yep.
Even though everybody hates him. Hates them, the Transformers movies.
So looking to the future here, let's say, what is it? It's 2016 now.
Yes.
4 years in the future.
2020.
2020. Vision. 2020, the year, Boba Fett is going to be on the big screen.
Again?
Yes.
Well,
as an origin movie.
As we've talked about.
We said that Han Solo / Boba Fett movie, then it became a Han Solo movie. Then, apparently, I read today, confirmed that the standalone film, which will release after Episode 9 of Star Wars, will be Boba Fett.
So after the new trilogy?
After the new trilogy.
It's going to be a Boba Fett movie.
It's Boba Fett movie, which I originally thought would be an Obi-Wan Kenobi movie, which was the rumor beforehand.
Is Rey Boba Fett's child?
Oh, no. Okay, I would like to point out that a bunch of people on the internet started making all these articles about how Rey could be Kenobi's kid.
Yeah.
And that all these other theories. And I was like, you know what?
Could it be or could be?
It could be.
Could be, yeah.
Could be, possibly. And do you know what my reaction was?
What was your reaction?
That was our theory first! Day after the movie came out, we put that on our podcast. So I was like, I tagged you in that one, and I was like, Tony has to. This is ours first.
Well,
that's the first one I saw. Was the one that we made.
The first time you thought about it was on the podcast.
True.
So,
and we literally
copyright. We're gonna copyright Rey Kenobi.
That is ours. Name. Also, Rey Antilles is ours.
That wasn't mine. It was yours.
It's mine.
Yeah. Boba Fett. As we've discussed before in previous podcasts, Boba Fett is a bumbling idiot.
He's really a clumsy fool.
What do you think?
I don't understand why he's so big.
What do you think is going to happen in this movie? You think he's just going to... I've heard rumors about this movie, and there's another podcast I listen to, and they talk about how Boba Fett is a Mr. Magoo of the universe, and how if he has a movie, it's gonna be him going around messing things up, like somehow like bumbling through things and getting to a positive review. But like 2 droids follow him and like fix all of his mistakes.
That's funny.
And at the end, he'll like get a medal or for whatever he gets his bounty. And the 2 droids are just like shaking their heads in the background, like they had to do everything, which is I think the funniest idea.
Yeah. I mean, they're obviously going to make him seem like some really awesome guy, like awesome bounty hunter, and actually fit the reputation that he has. Because right now, there's not really been anything that makes me think in any of the movies that he's a great bounty hunter.
What time period does this take? This is 4?
From what I understand, it's an origin story, so it would be between like 3 and 4 or 2 and 3. I'm not sure because we know that Jango Fett died and Boba Fett was there
during the Clone Wars.
And he aged at the normal rate. So I would say it'd probably be between 3 and 4 is my guess. But it could, I mean, they have so much time where, I mean, he's not in episode 4, he's in episode 5, so... Oh, no, he is in episode 4. He's in the scene with...
where you see everybody's feet.
Yeah.
Like, pan up, you see everybody's feet.
It's when Han Solo talks to Jabba the Hutt, and it's like the digital remastered edition, so it looks really bad.
Oh, yeah.
It was taken out of the original, and then when they did the digital re-release, they put the scene back in. Because it looked really bad in the 70s. Yeah, come on.
Extra content!
Oh, that's another thing. They're releasing... Did we talk about this last week? I can't remember. They're releasing the original trilogy, Disney announced, in the original film.
Oh, really?
No digital re-releases, no remastered anything. It's the original film release from from 70s and the 80s of the original trilogy, releasing it on DVD and Blu-ray.
That's a good way to make money.
I know. I was like, way to get every Star Wars fan to buy a second copy of all the movies.
But you will.
I don't know if I will.
No, you will.
I probably will. Let's be honest.
So Boba Fett movie.
Did you just Jedi mind trick me?
I did.
Dang it.
2020. I want to talk about PSN for a little bit and a whole bunch of stuff. So PSN went down for a day. It was just a couple hours. Like, okay, not a couple. It was like 10. It was half a day.
Yeah.
So that brought up a lot of strife. I saw on Twitter a lot of people, like a lot of content creator YouTubers, went out and like bought an Xbox One for that day, so they could still do their job.
Yeah.
Which is ridiculous. But because PSN was down, the Call of Duty World League couldn't participate because Monday was supposed to be their first time where they do things. The first tournament, the first league tournament. Yeah. They had to postpone it because PSN was down. So it's interesting to see how PSN has now become a big thing like that they need to postpone things like that. Also, Sony creates extensions on your PS Plus
membership because of it, right?
Because it was down. So that's nice. That also happened last year when it went down for like 5 days around Christmas.
We also got a game once, we were in college and the PS3 got hacked.
We got like 3 games.
Yeah, you could pick like certain games. Unless I got Infamous from it.
Infamous was on it. I got Little Big Planet that I got for me and Emily to play. I didn't have any like credit card information on it.
Yeah, credit card hacks.
I always use the PSN cards.
Yeah, that's what I do too.
Because it's easier, and that way I'm not
secure.
Tempted to buy just things over and over and over again.
Yeah.
So it didn't affect me at all that there's a credit card hack, but I got like 2 or 3 games out of it.
Yeah, no, I mean, I was like, I don't care. I got my free games. Like, I'm not mad.
I'm not mad at all.
That's what I do. I mean, that's what I do with Steam too. Like everything, I don't ever have it save information if I do put my card in there, and then usually if I can, I do gift cards or something, or I just go to the store and get like $20 or $30 of PlayStation dollars.
Optic, real quick. Optic Gaming didn't buy. They just got a CS:GO team, Counter-Strike Go team.
Expanding.
They're expanding. So now they're in the Halo, they're in the Call of Duty, and they're in Counter-Strike. I don't know anything about Counter-Strike, but I watched a video, and I think the Counter-Strike team, they're like a young team. Yeah. But I think they're top 5, top 3 team.
Oh wow.
So they should be doing pretty well, which is good. That's exciting. Optic is my favorite team of all esports, I would say. Yeah. So that's really nice. Speaking of that, Activision has officially bought out MLG TV.
I heard about this.
Last I saw was like for $36 million or something like that.
Yeah.
The purpose of that is for, quote, Activision to form an ESPN of esports.
Which would be really interesting. And I've even noticed on ESPN.
They've had stuff.
We've talked about this, I think. But ESPN even covers it sometimes. And I was looking on... I peruse the news when I don't have anything to do at school. I know, right? a social studies teacher, being up to
How
date on
dare
current
you.
events. I was going through the tabs, and I was always impressed because BBC News always had like a video game tab.
Yeah.
Under the tech, and Fox News has one now.
Nice.
And I think CNN does too.
Dude, it's getting big.
It's getting so big.
It's huge. I mean, not ESPN, but Activision is going to put up a channel, and then we'll have it'll be contested against ESPN. So ESPN might need to put more video game stuff on their channel.
Do it.
So
I want it. I want it all.
A supply and demand type thing is really interesting.
I love it.
Like we have that video or the podcast Best Time to Be a Gamer, also where we talk about esports and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's getting bigger and bigger, which is super exciting.
Yeah. We are big proponents of this.
We are,
as we have stated in multiple podcasts.
Also, a quick thing: Infinity Ward developer says 2016 is going to be incredible. Infinity Ward does Call of Duty. They're on that tricycle now, so it's either going to be Ghost 2 or Modern Warfare 4. If you play Call of Duty Ghost, you know it's awful. Yeah. I didn't like Modern Warfare 3. Infinity Ward is not my go-to game developer for Call of Duty, even though we play Call of Duty all the time. Treyarch is my favorite. So who knows what's going to happen here? But I figured I'd throw that in. There's a rumor that there's not going to be an Assassin's Creed in 2016.
Wow!
So they're going away from their yearly release.
I'm fine with that.
I mean, Assassin's Creed is kind of dead to me.
I mean, my experience with Assassin's Creed Unity was enough for me to never want to go again. I barely bought that game anyways. I got Assassin's Creed Unity for free, and I still haven't played it. Yeah. I got it for I've had it for 8 months now. I'm like, I don't want to do this. I enjoyed 1 and 2. I didn't play any of the Brotherhood or Revelations. I don't think
Brotherhood was really fun.
But I feel like that was the golden years.
Yeah.
Of that, and then 3 came out, and I didn't buy it. I borrowed it, and then I accidentally deleted my save file. So then I just never wanted to play it again. So then I was like, okay, Black Flag came out, and I was like, that sounds cool, ship combat, and so I did that, and I actually really liked Black Flag. I liked it a lot. But then I was like, Unity came out, and I wasn't really gonna get it, and then it came out, and everybody was having trouble with it. So then I waited a month for them to figure everything out, and then I bought it.
Didn't.
And then I still didn't figure it out. I thought they had fixed everything, and they didn't. And I was in the middle of a mission.
Oh no!
And it I got dropped through the floor. So I can't remember exactly. I just couldn't play anymore.
Yeah.
And I tried reloading it to do it again, and it happened again. I was like, I'm done.
I'm done with this.
I'm so done.
Yeah, so that's rough.
So that's why I haven't bought Assassin's Creed Syndicate.
I haven't played a lot of Assassin's. I've played every Assassin's Creed game up until Unity. I didn't like Black Flag, so I didn't play it a lot. But they have been having yearly releases, so the fact that they're not having one this year is kind of them saying that we're not going to do this anymore, and maybe them working harder to make a better game after Unity sucked so many balls.
Yeah, and I think that's I also think you can create more hype if you take more time between the games. You know, let people start to miss the game. You know,
a little bit, yeah.
I think of Fallout. Every time a Fallout comes out, or Elder Scrolls, it's so hyped up because it's been so long that people love the old.
But they're
game.
also really good games.
I know, and I think that's
you can't compare any Bethesda game to Assassin's Creed Unity.
Right, not Assassin's Creed Unity, but Assassin's Creed 2 was good.
Yeah.
And but that wasn't a year-to-year release. That took some time, and I think part of it too, when you get on this model of releasing every year, you have those deadlines you have to hit, and so you start to cut corners, and then you get all the crap releases we keep getting. In the gaming industry. So I don't like the yearly release cycle. I like the longer time to build it up and make an actual quality game. However, there is too long. I'm talking to you, Square Enix. I'm talking to you, Kingdom Hearts 3 needs to come out.
Yeah.
Been waiting 12 years.
They've been waiting a long time.
That's too long.
Anyway, I think the next Assassin's Creed game is going to be in Egypt. So back to the Middle East.
That'd be cool.
Back to their roots.
I like that.
So that'll be fun.
I support that.
We have. Want to talk about that Fandango poll that I think is stupid?
Yeah, so
Let's talk about it.
I was perusing the interwebs and came across a poll from Fandango, where saying that in 2016 the most anticipated movie is Star Wars Rogue One.
They have a picture of it, and I'm almost certain it's just a framed copy of Firefly.
It does look a lot like it, just like a Firefly thing. Yeah, it's gonna be. We've talked about Star Wars Rogue One on here, but quick recap: takes place between 3 and 4. It's supposed to be filmed like a war movie and about how they steal the Death Star plans. So I'm super excited for it. I'm my number one like fandom that I'm a fan of is Star Wars. Followed up very closely by Lord of the Rings, which sometimes I feel like should take over it, but then the Hobbit movies. So then it's number 2 again.
But then the Star Wars episodes 1 through 3.
No,
so
we don't
one
bring it
again.
up. I mean, that's when I started switching to Lord of the Rings, because that's when like Lord of the Rings came out.
Anyway, there's a list.
There's a list.
1 through 10 of most anticipated movies.
Tony's
based on the poll that they decided.
Tony's upset.
I did not take part in this poll.
He's flustered.
Listen. Number 1 movie, Rogue One, a Star Wars story.
You can understand that.
I can understand
Episode 7 was crazy.
Number 2, Finding Dory. I understand that. Disney Pixar.
Disney can do what they want.
Number 3, Batman vs. Superman. What?
I mean, I would definitely think it's in the top 5.
Batman vs. Superman is above Captain America, Civil War? I don't think so. Batman vs. Superman changed their date because they're afraid of Civil War. They couldn't win in theaters. Listen.
Yep.
Batman vs. Superman is above Captain America, Civil War.
Yeah.
It's above X-Men Apocalypse, which I'll give it. Zoolander 2 is number 9 on this list. What? What?
Dude, Zoolander's hilarious.
The Jungle Book is number 10. Fine, whatever.
I mean,
kids.
that's a live
I guess
action
they
one.
asked everyone in elementary school
I suppose
what they wanted. Number 4 on this list is a literally untitled Jason Bourne movie. What? How is that above Civil War?
Yeah, that's beating Civil War now. So
Civil War is number 5.
Yep.
Untitled Jason Bourne movie is number 4. Have you never seen Civil War? Have you never seen a Marvel movie? Not you specifically. I know you have.
You're talking
the people that
rhetorically.
took the polls. This is ridiculous.
Yeah. So if you took that poll, Tony thinks you're
Go
ridiculous.
fall in a hole.
Tony's angry.
This is ridiculous. I don't get it.
Obviously, people have their priorities in the wrong spot.
Clearly, untitled Jason Bourne movie.
They should not. I mean, if it doesn't have a title, it shouldn't be on the list.
Is it even coming out this year? I guess so.
I suppose.
But
what is it? What's the date on there? It says
July 29.
July 29. They don't have a title.
Right.
It's coming out in like 6 months.
Right.
I feel like trailers should have dropped by now.
You'd think so. But they probably not even done filming.
Whatever.
Independence Day Resurgence, for whatever reason, people are going to go see that.
I'm gonna go see it.
Yeah, but would you put it
I
on
already
your
saw
top
the
10
trailer.
list of most anticipated movies? We talked about this last week.
No, it wouldn't be on my top 10 list of like. I'm not like when I'm thinking of 2016. I'm like, oh yeah, Independence Day. Like that's not on my list, but I know that I'm probably gonna go see it because I like the first Independence Day.
Like last week, we talked about all these anticipated comic book movies.
Yeah.
And like Doctor Strange, Deadpool, all that.
Right.
And I understand Deadpool not being on here, and I definitely understand Doctor Strange because nobody knows who he is.
Right.
I just
Which will
don't know.
change.
I don't know how Civil War is number 5 on this list, below untitled Jason Bourne movie, and even below Batman vs Superman. Now, I would argue that there is very much high competition between Civil War and Dawn of Justice. They can flip between 3 or 4. But untitled Jason Bourne movie is ridiculous.
It should
Fandango
not be
did
on
not
that
do their
list.
research. Stupid. I bet Matt Damon just sitting on his phone voting for untitled Jason Bourne movie over and over again.
Spamming it.
Yeah, I'm so great. Yes,
that
yes,
probably is what's happening.
What else is gonna do when he's locked on Mars forever?
I know. I mean, he's got to do something. Some more news. VR has been an increasing term in the news. I mean, term in the industry. We've been hearing about Oculus Rift for I feel like years now. Major companies have been picking up VR headsets as part of their stuff. I think Facebook owns Oculus Rift now. And so I read an article today talking about VR expanding not just as like a headset, but as a full bodysuit. Apparently there's a few companies out there who are planning, Tesla's one of them actually, planning on making a full body VR suit where you could actually like feel tactile, like it would like you could feel vibrations, like it would be like the first version, but like you could touch things.
That's weird.
I don't know. It seems weird and super sci-fi, but that's kind of what they're planning on in the future. That's kind of like the idea.
Weird.
I don't know how I feel about that. That's like full virtual reality is like it makes me think of the Matrix and things like that, where you think you're in the game, like you could even be fooled that this is actually reality.
Oh yeah.
And that kind of makes me scared. But that probably by the time we're like 90, they'll finally have like a VR suit that works, and then we'll
won't
be
able
like
to move.
we'll be like so old. We're like, please put me in the VR. I don't want to feel what real life is like anymore.
We'll be in wheelchairs. Like, can you adapt this to my wheelchair, please?
Yes, can you please put me in that?
Yeah.
So that I just thought that was interesting. VR expanding into that, and this year we will be seeing a lot of VR headlines. I think with the Oculus Rift and all of that releasing. And then No Man's Sky is supposed to come out with VR compatibility, it should be an interesting year for VR. On top of that, Disney chairman Robert Iger announces
Why is Disney doing this?
Because Disney owns Lucasfilm now.
Okay. That makes sense.
Is releasing Indiana Jones 5. He announced it at a press conference. He's like, I think he said something about Star Wars is our main goal with Lucasfilm. However, anything else we get as bonus. And he listed Indiana Jones number 5. So that's going to happen. Also saying that the only Indiana Jones that could ever exist is Harrison Ford. So they're going to probably try and get as many out of him before he passes. This is really dark, but it's probably the truth. So that was interesting. Did you see the Crystal Skull, Tony?
Yeah, I saw it.
What did you think of said movie?
Listen, I have a lot of faith in Indiana Jones. I really liked him I like Indiana Jones.
Yep.
Wholeheartedly more than James Bond.
Okay.
So I really liked Indiana Jones. So the first 3 are obviously very good.
Yes.
I even watched some Young Indiana Jones.
Mm-hmm.
When the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull came out, I'm like, man, Indiana Jones is awesome. And I wasn't that old when I first watched it. So like the fridge scene and some other things, I wasn't like, this sucks.
Yeah.
This is awful. This is a movie ruiner. I was just like, this is kind of iffy.
Mm-hmm.
As a whole, I think it's stupid. It's crazy. There's aliens in it for some reason.
Yeah, Crystal Skull, weird.
Shia LaBeouf wasn't too bad in it. I thought
he did okay.
I mean, his son was there. Harrison Ford was in it again. Everyone from the original, like your quote unquote original cast, was kind of there.
Yeah.
So I enjoyed it mostly.
Mm-hmm.
But it's bad.
So do you have more hope for 5?
Who's directing it? Do we know?
I did not see an announcement about the director. All I know is Disney is now funding it.
Did you just say this? Who's being Indiana Jones? Who's being Indiana?
Harrison Ford.
Again?
Yes.
Is he passing over the mantle?
The quote is, no one can play Indiana Jones except for Harrison Ford.
So what are they going to do?
They're going to have him be old again.
What? They're going to have Shia LaBeouf be his son again? Or
maybe.
They're going to pass it on to someone?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know what the long-term plan is, but I know they're planning on making an Indiana Jones 5 with Harrison Ford.
Harrison Ford is like 86 right now.
I know.
He can't punch anybody. No one believes that.
I know.
He looks good for his age.
He does look good for his age, but
he's old and frail.
Old. I know. He broke his ankle and back.
Broken everything.
Recording Star Wars Episode 7, so they had to kill him off because they almost killed him in recording.
Yeah, that's it.
So, yeah, I don't know. So that was the last of my news.
I have a little thing. PPMD, who is my favorite Smash God.
Yes.
He posted this thing on Twitter yesterday about how he's been really sick. There was a few things where he was dealing with depression. He had low testosterone levels and vitamin D and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So because of that, he was having trouble focusing on the game, and this has been going on for years.
Yeah.
So he had trouble focusing on the game and gameplay and stuff like that, and just focusing in general. So he's been playing recently. Not as good as people expect him to play.
Yeah.
But he just said that he's gotten better. He started taking a different dosage of things.
Mm-hmm.
When I skimmed through this, I think is what he said. So he's starting taking different doses. He's noticed that he's playing better in Smash.
That's good.
So how I picture this is he was playing with crutches earlier. Yeah. So a weight suit in Dragon Ball Z. Or in Naruto when Bushy Brow wears his weight suit.
He's got gravity turned up.
Yeah. So he was playing like that, and now he's playing to his full potential, and I'm super excited because he's my favorite.
There you go.
And he's gonna destroy people once he gets better. He says it's a long path, but
yeah, let's hope he does get better because definitely want people competing at their best and not to be struggling with anything. You know, bringing their best all the time.
It's gonna be awesome.
It's gonna be great.
Hideo Kojima is going to be inducted into the Gaming Hall of Fame.
Is he?
He is.
Nice.
This I really like because of all the crap that's been happening to him recently with Konami.
It's been a lot of fallout.
So everything good that happens to him, I'm almost like, haha, suck it, Konami. You suck. So now, he's, as we might have talked about before, he's signed on with PlayStation, with Sony. He's going to start doing some independent stuff with Sony. So everything he's ever done is fantastic. Silent Hill, Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah.
Everything is delicious.
He's great.
So I'm super excited for that.
He definitely deserves it.
He's definitely gaming great.
Yes.
I started watching Game of Thrones recently. I just finished episode 1 of season 3. Sounds exciting. However, while I was watching Game of Thrones, I was also playing Knack, which is a game it's a platformer for the PS4. And there are shut up.
Almost done. Okay, that was the theme song.
So I was playing Knack, because I wanted to get gameplay for our YouTube channel. What? I was playing Knack, and
Spoiler.
there's trophies on it, and I was looking at trophies like, oh, I can do this, and essentially, like I said, it's a platformer. It's a railroad platformer essentially. So you're on tracks. It's not it's not an open world thing. It tells you go here, go here, go here. It's very limited to what you can do.
Yeah.
And there's secret rooms hidden out through the game that you can find, and in those rooms there's a treasure chest that has like specific diamond piece or an emerald piece or like gadget parts. And once you get all those parts, you can create that gadget, or you can create this emerald sculpture or whatever. And you go through it, and one of the trophies was to play through the game on hard, get all the emeralds, get all the hidden room treasure chests. I'm like, cool, I can do that. And on the game, there is a chapter select, and then there's obviously like a campaign where you don't select the chapter, you just go through it. So I went through half the game using chapter select, and I hadn't found I found hidden rooms, but all of them are empty. I'm like, oh yeah, that's fine. My first playthrough, I must have gotten them, so they don't repopulate. I'm like, fine. And then I looked, and about like halfway through the game, using chapter select, I look at the trophies, and I look at a cheat thing on YouTube, and they're like, you can't get this if you're doing chapter select. You have to go through the campaign.
Oh no.
So I was like, I'm done. I'm not doing this anymore. Because it was so tedious, and it was so like boring. And it was on hard, so I'd die every once in a while. I was like, I tried so hard for this, and now I was like...
I tried so hard.
So...
Now it's worthless.
I mean, I was watching Game of Thrones, so I'm like, it's not so bad.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm like, this sucks. Like, I don't want to do this
anymore. It's a lot of time.
And then, like, so the first time I beat it, me and Emily played it. The whole reason we got it so we could play it. We beat it on normal, and then when I was going through again on chapter select, I was doing it on hard to get the trophy.
Yeah.
And then it turns out that after you beat it on hard, there's a very hard setting, so I'd have to play it through again.
Oh my god.
So it would have been like 3.5 times playing the campaign. I'm just like, I'm not doing this. Like, this is annoying.
That's rough.
So those trophies were useless. However, trophies itself are very fun, and I enjoy getting trophies.
That was a nice addition in the last generation of consoles. That was nice.
Yeah. Xbox did it first.
Yeah.
And
then PlayStation 3
picked it up a little
started
bit.
doing those trophies.
What I really like on PS4 is that it tells you how many percentage of players also have that trophy.
Yes. I enjoy that too.
So it's like...
It makes you feel good when
10%.
When there's like less than 10% and you have it, you're like,
yeah.
I'm a boss. And I even go so far as to use the psnprofiles.com, which can help you track like your average completion of games and just like a lot of stats about trophies. It's just really interesting. And there's a good community on there too that like helps you out with some of them. Like there's tips and tricks and people have discussions about them. So definitely trophies, achievements. A great addition to the gaming sphere.
There are some really good ones. There are some really bad ones.
There are some really bad ones.
There are some middle ones, and there are some that I wanted to exist, but they don't.
Yes.
So let's go through that list of some of them.
There's a list.
I did some research. The first one I have on my list is Blitz the League 2, which is a football game.
Okay.
I think we talked about it before. It's similar to Madden, where it's a football game, but the Blitz the League, essentially, there's no like rules.
Yeah.
Like in the game, like you can like punch people, you can like face mask people, like there's no refs. So you do whatever. It's very violent.
I bet. It sounds like that.
And this trophy is called Test to Kill. And the way to get it is to rupture 10 scrotums of enemy players on the other team. So I thought that was very fun.
Gross.
Very funny. As a game.
Yeah, that's fun. Do you want to keep going?
Sure.
I feel like you have most of the stuff on here, but I've experienced some of these, so I'll have some things to say.
BioShock 1. Very fun game. The trophy Irony, which a lot of people I think have got, which is just take a picture of Xander Cohen's corpse. If you don't remember who that is, he's the story arc where he makes you go kill people and take pictures of their bodies, and then you bring it and you like create his masterpiece, like he's an artist.
Yeah.
And then at the end you can choose to kill him, or you can choose to walk away and he'll just survive.
Yeah.
One of those things. So you can kill him, take a picture of him, and you get a trophy.
Nice.
Called Irony, which I think is funny. Again in BioShock, Toaster in a Tub, which is shock an enemy in water, which when I was first, it's like the first trophy you get.
Yeah, because it's like so natural for you to do it because they're like explaining how to use all the powers.
And they even
things.
tell you. They like tell you like he's in the water, shock him.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, that's so cool. Like that's the first time I've ever played a game where it lets you do something like that.
Yeah.
And then I got a trophy for it, and I'm like, yeah, that was awesome.
So it was such a like just achievement in general. You feel so accomplished. Like every time there's that little ding, you're like, it's like ding, and you're like, yeah.
Something I don't like on the PS4, you can change these settings, but whenever you get a trophy, it'll automatically screenshot you getting a trophy.
Yeah.
And then you go to your photo gallery and you just have all these pictures of crap. Just random crap. And I'm like, I don't like stop using up my space.
I actually did not know that they took the screenshots.
Yeah. So you can change those settings so it doesn't, but it uses up a lot of space. Like stop taking pictures of because normally when you get the trophy, it's after you've already done the thing.
Yeah.
So you can't really see what you're doing. You just see what you have done, type of thing. Yeah. Like I don't want this trophy. Like I don't want the picture of me getting this trophy. I haven't played this game, but Lego Harry Potter years 1 through 4, there is a trophy called Solid Snape, which is funny.
I like that.
Where you're playing as Snape and you have to hide in a barrel, very similar to hiding in a cardboard box. So that's exciting. We've talked about this before. In Red Dead Redemption, you have the Dastardly Medal, or Dastardly Trophy / achievement. That's where you hogtie a woman and you put her on tracks. You have to witness her die by the train, which is super funny.
Sketchy.
And then another one from Red Dead is Friends on High Places. This was my favorite one. You have to use a pardon letter on a $5,000 bounty.
That's kind of difficult.
It's a lot. It is hard. The way I did it, the way I did it, I was in Armadillo and I just like shot everybody in town. And there's waves of like patrolmen and waves of marshals that came by and you kill all them.
Yeah.
And you get like 100 bounty maybe per marshal you kill. So you had to kill a lot of them. You had to stay alive the whole time.
Yeah.
And then you had to run away so they couldn't find you anymore. Then you had to go to a train station and use a pardon letter. So it was hard, but it was also really fun.
Yeah. The next one is one of my favorites.
Yep. It has a different name in every game, but there's always a trophy for this.
And it's sneaking up to somebody.
In what game?
In Fallout.
Okay.
In the Fallout series. I'm so excited I can't even talk. You sneak up to them, you try and pickpocket them, but instead of taking their stuff, which you can do, you put in their pocket a grenade. And it makes it a live grenade. So then you've got like 5 seconds to walk away before it blows the person up. Yeah. And in Fallout games, it's very gory, so all of their arms and legs and head and everything like just goes all over the place. And everybody freaks out. They're like, what happened? They don't know who killed him.
And you're like, I don't know.
I wonder
why did that guy just blow up?
I know, it's so weird.
Why is there a grenade with my initials in his pocket? I don't know.
Who knew that? Yeah, so it's a lot of fun. It's like creative. And I enjoy creative of these. But one that I wanted to talk about, which took me days. I don't usually platinum games.
Yeah.
I love the idea of platinum games. And like when I get the game, I'm like, oh yeah, totally 100%ing this game. This game's so good.
That's like the beginning of like a school semester, and you're like, I'm gonna get straight A's this semester.
I know, that's
and
exactly
the second day
what
happens,
it's
you're like, oh, I'm not gonna do that.
Oh, there's so many other good
like,
games.
I'm gonna do so much other stuff.
But when the PS4 first came out, there were like no games out.
Yep.
So I decided I was gonna platinum Resogun, which was a PlayStation Plus arcade game. And I got all the trophies except for one. And the one that I'm talking about is called Masterful Dodger of Revenge Bullets and Stuff Alike. It is beat the game on master difficulty. So you beat it on normal, and you get it like, some of the trophies. There's a hard mode, and then there's a veteran mode. If you beat it on veteran mode all the way through, it unlocks master difficulty. So you have to play it through all again on master.
You play it for like 5 different campaigns.
Essentially,
that's annoying.
I mean, you could play veteran the first time, so I guess you just have to play through it once. I didn't. I didn't at all. But I got all the trophies, but that one, and you can't do it through co-op either.
Oh yeah,
you have to do it single player. So that one took me. I tried like every day for like a week. And then I finally got it. It was so hard to beat the final boss because, like, when you die, you don't, like, checkpoint. You start back at the beginning of the arcade level.
Oh, really?
And so it was so annoying when you would play. You play it for, like, 10 minutes and get to the boss.
And then the boss kills you.
And then the boss kills you. And then you have to start all the way from the start again. And then you just get real mad, real frustrated. And so that, I think, out of all the trophies I've earned, that was the worst.
The one you're most proud of?
The most difficult.
Not the one
and
you
I am very proud of it.
There you go.
But then they made a bunch of DLC for the game, and now it says like, oh, you've only got like 50% of the trophies.
Like, no.
Well, it's because all the DLC. It was 100% for a while.
Was there a platinum? Did you get a platinum?
I did get a platinum trophy.
They didn't take it from you, did you?
No, they don't take it from you from the original game. Same thing happened with First Light. I platinumed that one too.
Yep.
But I think those are the only 2 games.
There's a trophy in Rock Band 2 called Bladder of Steel, which is you have to complete the Endless Set List 2. Essentially, what the Endless Set List is you play every song in the game in a row without stopping, without failing, without anything, without pausing.
Oh my gosh.
If your controller dies, you have to start over, something like that.
Oh my gosh.
So it's like a 6 or 7 hour playlist. You have to play it all, and then you get the trophy.
That's crazy.
Which is why they call it Bladder of Steel, which is funny. Also, that's insane.
That is insane.
That's so many things.
I feel like you could just like trade off with somebody though.
Yeah, they said you can play it on medium difficulty, like that's as low as you can go.
Yeah.
And you can use it with any instrument.
Yeah.
So that makes it a little bit easier.
It does.
But dang, that's so long.
That is quite a bit.
Without doing anything else. Because it just goes from one song to the next, like immediately. There's a game called The Saboteur.
Yep.
That I played. It came out a long time ago for the PS3. It's called Chainsmoker. And what it is, you know how in games, when your character stands still for a while, they start doing things.
Yeah.
So they'll like look around. They'll like sit down on the ground.
Right. They'll like mess with their equipment.
Yeah. So like that. They're just kind of fidget. The Saboteur, the guy in it, will smoke a cigarette because it takes place in the World War II era. So real smoking.
So smoking wasn't bad back then.
Yeah. So smoking didn't harm you at all.
Yeah. No cancer.
So you could do that. You could also press the L3 button, and he would just sit there and he would smoke a cigarette. So this one is smoke 100 cigarettes, but you have to like smoke the whole thing. So it's not something hard to do. It's just something that
takes a lot of time.
You sit there for a while.
Yeah.
But I think that one, I like that one because there's a lot of games that have characters fidget when they aren't moving.
Yeah.
This one is the only one where I've seen like a trophy for it.
Yeah.
Which might not be the only one that exists, but I remember it.
Another one I put on here was from Shadows of Mordor, which was a great game. I think one of the best games.
No, I've noticed
when
you have a Lord of the Rings game on here, but no Star Wars game. Does that mean Lord of the Rings is now your number 1 fandom?
Well, you caught me off guard here.
Aha!
This one, I thought, great game. For the first wave of like PS4 games, this was great.
It was.
It's like Assassin's Creed,
Except for
but
the
Lord of the
ending.
Rings. But I liked it better than Assassin's Creed because it was Lord of the Rings.
It was more violent.
It was way more violent, way more gory.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite trophy was called Rise and Fall, and essentially after an Uruk kills you, which I know, sorry, oh sorry, that was in my I had something in my throat there. Once an Uruk kills somebody, kills you, and that's one of the cool things about the game is there's like a rival thing where if you get killed by an enemy, he can get like promoted. And so the trophy is you get an Uruk who kills you, becomes a captain, and then you help him become a war chief, which is interesting. So that means you essentially just go out and kill all his rivals, and then you hope that he like advances and never gets killed. And you can actually see on the map if he's being attacked by somebody else too. So you can kind of keep track of like the orc hierarchy. And so you help him get to War Chief, which is the highest, and then you kill him.
You kill him, stab him in the back.
So it's like a cool way to deal with that rivalry system. I thought that was really cool.
I really like the way that they had people like that. Like if they killed you, they'd advance through the ranks. I really like the way they did the ranking systems for the enemies.
Yeah, I did too.
Because you can see who they are. Like there's obviously orcs all over the place.
Right.
Just random level 1 orcs, whatever.
Yeah.
If they kill you, they sometimes will become named,
and
then they'll be part of this ranking system. And then they can move up through the rank or move down through the rank.
Yeah.
They all have different skills. They all have different abilities. And then once you get to the War Chief, which is the highest one, they can help you, right? If I remember correctly.
You can mind control stuff. Like there are ways you can like manipulate it, which is like another fun part of the game. But it's been a while since I played it, so I don't remember the minute details.
Oh yeah, it's been a while. Yeah,
it's been quite a while since I played the game. But I remember that trophy was like, dude, that's sweet.
And this isn't at all the really good trophies or all the funny trophies or all the really hard ones.
This is
just
not
the ones
an exhaustive list
that we thought of. Now I want to get into the list that I made of trophies that I wish existed.
Yes.
Or trophies that don't exist, but I think would be fun.
Yes.
The first one would be GTA 5, Grand Theft Auto 5, entitled "You're Not Supposed to Be Here."
Yeah.
Which is where in online mode
Yeah.
you get into the military base and you steal the fighter jet.
Yeah.
I think that was really hard to do every once in a while. Probably not that hard anymore now that people are more in tune with the game. But when it first came out, and you had to like, the best way was to get up on a mountain and to like ramp your car off of a cliff over the fence and hope that there's not a tank there waiting for you.
Yep.
And then you run to the jet and then you have to take off, hoping that there's not another tank to blow you up. So that's really fun. That was a fun one. I got the Dark Matter camo and the hero armor in Black Ops 3. And I really wish there was a trophy for it, but there wasn't.
Yeah.
There's a call sign for the Dark Matter camo that you can use. There's not a call sign for getting all the gold hero armor, which is really weird. That's like
the last thing. That's like in-game stuff. Like you've done everything else.
Yeah.
You deserve something.
They didn't give me anything. I got gold for everyone, and there was like nothing that popped up. I'm like, really? This kind of sucks. But if there was a trophy for it, I would say it would be entitled "Time to Go Outside."
Yeah, because you've been playing this game way too long.
There is 2 I thought of for the Arkham series.
Okay.
Not counting Arkham Origins because who plays that? So
yeah, let's be honest.
Arkham Asylum, Arkham Knight, and Arkham City. That's what it's called. Not in that order. The first one is Did I Do That? And it's 10,000 or 1,000 broken bones.
Because Batman never kills anyone.
No, but he breaks
all their bones.
The next one is entitled I Don't Have to Save You.
Yeah.
Which is inadvertently kill somebody based on the wounds that you inflicted.
Which is almost everybody he fights.
Right, because in the games it's always like wintertime. And if you're breaking people's legs, they're not getting anywhere warm.
Right.
And there's also gangs like rival gangs all throughout the city or whatever.
Right.
So people are fighting each other. If you make it so they can't run away or can't protect themselves,
you've killed them.
Like you've killed them, like they're dead. So that's a fun one. Another one in Grand Theft Auto 5 is Bring Your Own Controller. That's what I called it. And this one is spend an hour in private dances in the strip club in first person mode. Because then you can look through all your friends' trophies.
Yeah. And give them crap.
You can see which one.
That's so funny. It's so true though.
There is in Destiny, which I've talked about we didn't play, but we did play a lot of. We don't play anymore.
We did the vanilla game we played a lot of.
Yeah. There is a medal in the Crucible and the Rumble playlist called the Sum of All Tiers, which is win a Rumble game with a score higher than the sum of all other players in the game.
Yeah.
So Rumble is a free for all of that game type. So that was a fun one I got. I really wish it was a trophy.
Yeah.
Because it's really hard to do. I played Rumble a lot. So like I said, you have to have a score higher than the sum of everyone else. So it would always go to it's based on score.
Yeah.
So if you got a double kill, you get more score. It's not so much based on kills. Like Call of Duty is first to 30 kills.
Yeah.
You win. This one is score. So if you get a double kill, you get more points. If you get a triple kill, you get more points. If you get kills with super, you get more points, something like that. So it's easy to get. It's not easy to get a high score,
but there are certain ways that can make it easier for you to do it.
So if you can run the map really well, you can win with a higher score than the sum of so everybody else added together. You have to have higher than that, and you get it, which I thought was really fun.
It is really fun. Also,
another one that isn't really a trophy or anything, but I was playing as a Sunwalker, a Sun Singer, or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
And I played a whole Rumble game using only the sticky grenades. And I won.
Nah, you won? No. You gotta be kidding me.
I'm like, oh, that was awesome.
That's ridiculous.
And then the last one I have is Far Cry 4. There's a way to access the alternate ending in Far Cry 4. The premise of Far Cry 4 is that your mother, I believe it was your mother, she has died and you have her ashes.
Yeah, and you're supposed to take her back to the home.
And she's asked you to bring her back to Kirat, I think is what it's called.
Yeah, Kirat.
Which is just the Himalayas or whatever. To spread her ashes on this certain area. The alternate ending is unlocked in when you first start up the game.
Yeah, it's like the first thing you do. You can do it if you want.
You can do it. You can beat the game in 15 minutes. So the first thing you go up and you meet Pagan Min, who is the main villain of the series, in his palace.
And he's like the dictator of the country.
Yeah, and he knew your mother. And what happens is his palace eventually gets attacked by the rebels, and then the rebels take you in, and that's the whole game. Is that you fight with the rebels against Pagan Min to overthrow him, so you can eventually scatter your mom's ashes the way she liked. However, the trophy I titled is "Should I Stay or Should I Go?" Which is in the palace. If you decide not to go with the rebels, you just stand still for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Pagan Min will open up a secret passage,
and
he'll take you to the shrine to dump your mom's ashes.
Right. I mean, he tells you when he walks away, he's like, just wait here, I'll be back in a little bit.
Yeah.
And then it just you can do whatever you want. Most people just start walking around, and then you find the rebel thing happens, and you can get away. But if you just listen to what he says, then
you just sit there for I think it's literally 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Then the alternate ending is unlocked, and you beat the game. You don't get a trophy, but you should. And then ironically, they play the song "Should I Stay or Should I Go?"
Yeah.
during the credits.
Hand over.
But I definitely think that's a trophy that should have existed, but for whatever reason, it doesn't.
That's weird. I definitely think that should be a trophy as well.
Well, that's my list. Do you have anything? Any list?
Well, when we talked about this, I was a little confused, but
So no.
So right now, I would just like insert witty, funny, fun trophy of any game. Like,
okay.
Like I like trophies. I like specifically trophies that aren't necessarily like storyline trophies are fine because you just earn them as you go.
Mm-hmm.
But I like trophies where you have to do something random in combat. Like in Fallout 4, a trophy is like touchdown or something. It's like football or something. Like you shoot a fat boy at yourself, or if you get blown up by a fat man, like a mini nuke, then and you fly in the air, and like you just like.
Is it like a certain height?
Yeah, I think it's a certain height, and you have to like be dismembered or something. You get a trophy.
Like, right.
That's funny. Like usually, what would happen with that trophy is the first time you die from a suicide or super mutant, you get that trophy. So it's like, oh crap, I just died, but hey, you got a trophy for it. That's fun. And there's other things too. Like I said, I really like the Shadow of Mordor one because it's kind of like clever.
You kind of have to go. I like trophies where you. I like trophies. I like to get trophies. I like to get the majority of trophies with a single playthrough. But I also like to kind of go back and do specific things like get a combo of this or kill so many people with one bullet or this and this and this and this.
What trophies I hate is when you take an RPG or something that's a single player game that has like some crappy multiplayer added onto it, and then half the trophies are like a third of the trophies are multiplayer centered ones that nobody plays and it's like crappy multiplayer. I hate that.
The worst part of that is when they have leaderboards and Killzone had this. Killzone had 3 different trophies where get top 10% of all players, get top 3% of all players, and get like top 1% of all players.
That's ridiculous.
Those are all separate trophies. I'm like, no.
That's so dumb.
That's like impossible.
It is.
Like I'm playing Black Ops 3 right now, and I just looked, and I'm like top 25,000.
It's ridiculous. Because Tony's really good.
There's so many people above me, but I don't know. It's ridiculous. I hate things like that. But if you have your favorite trophy or your favorite achievement and you want to tell us about it, or you have
idea for an awesome one and you want to share
an idea for one that doesn't exist but you think should, let us know. Hit us up at our email, which is underpaidgamerspodcast@gmail.com.
Or you can tweet at us at UP Gamers Podcast. Tweet at us, hashtag it, Underpaid Gamers is the best ever.
There you go. Underpaid Gamers is the best ever, and I'm using all of my 140 characters to write this tweet, and I can't write anything else.
Yep.
There you go.
Specifically that. Or feel free to comment on SoundCloud, because it has that really cool comment feature.
It does. You can comment
at specific points. So
like
right now would be a perfect time.
Right now.
Right now. Wait for it.
Now.
Right now. And so you can do that. We would really appreciate it if you liked our post.
There you go.
On SoundCloud, or if you're listening on iTunes, that you
rate it. Rate it
as a 5 stars.
Well, you can rate it however you want, but ratings have a big impact on iTunes. They do.
It has a big impact. So if you could rate us well, write a nice little comment.
Please and thank you.
Please and thank you.
If you have hate mail for us, don't write it on iTunes.
Don't write it on SoundCloud, and we may read it.
Send us an email.
And we'll read it on the podcast. Maybe not, depending on how vulgar it is.
Yeah.
Let's see, what else?
Twitter at UP Gamers Podcast.
Yeah.
Email is underpaidgamerspodcast@gmail. Search for us on SoundCloud and the other one, iTunes.
Yeah,
just at Underpaid Gamers.
Yep. Just look for us on there.
If you ever see us on the Call of Duty front, we'll have our Underpaid Gamers emblem.
Yeah, we love it because not always, but most of the time when we play, we're top 3. So and we win. So you look at it, and every time on our party chat, we're like, Underpaid Gamers Podcast! Every time that we win. And we always hope that people actually pay attention to that. So we try and advertise that, which is fun. But we'd love for you to join the conversation.
Yes. We love letters. We love to read them. We will read them on
letters
the podcast.
We will. So that's all we got.
That's what's happening.
Unless you want to talk about something else that I think we're waiting on that you may have slipped in the podcast.
I got nothing.
We will talk about that way in the future. Undisclosed.
We
have secrets.
Future.
We have secrets. That's it. All right.
That's all.
See you guys
There
later.
isn't any more.
Thanks for listening.
See you later.
Goodbye.